In the heart of the French Quarter of New Orleans, one of America's most mystical and haunted cities, stands an elegant three-story mansion with iron balconies and stately windows. It is beautiful, imposing, and instantly eye-catching. But beneath its refined exterior lies a history so horrifying that it has become one of the most feared and legendary haunted houses in the United States. This is the LaLaurie Mansion, home to one of the darkest chapters of American history and a place where many believe the tortured souls of the past still cry out for justice. The mansion belonged to Madame Delphine LaLaurie, a wealthy socialite known in the early 1800s for her charm, high status, and elaborate parties. To the outside world, she was the model of refinement. But behind closed doors, she hid a cruelty that shocked even a city accustomed to hardship. Madame LaLaurie was notorious for her mistreatment of enslaved people, but it wasn't until 1834 that the full extent of her brutality was discovered, and the truth was far worse than anyone imagined. The horrifying revelation came after a fire broke out in the mansion's kitchen. Firefighters rushed to the scene, breaking down doors and searching for survivors. But what they found shocked them to their core. Hidden in the attic was a locked chamber containing enslaved men and women who had been tortured, starved, and mutilated. Chains hung from the walls, iron collars were bolted shut, and victims were found in unimaginable conditions. The discovery caused an immediate and violent public outcry. Neighbors stormed the mansion, destroying what they could, while Madame LaLaurie fled the city, never facing justice for her crimes. She vanished from New Orleans history, and her final fate remains unknown. But the mansion she left behind continued to whisper and scream with the echoes of suffering. Those who lived near the mansion after the fire reported horrifying sounds coming from within the abandoned home. Some heard moans in the middle of the night. Others heard chains rattling or footsteps pacing back and forth in empty rooms. Several reported seeing the figure of a woman in old-fashioned clothing wandering the grounds before disappearing into thin air. When the mansion eventually reopened as an apartment building, tenants began experiencing terrifying phenomena. One tenant woke to find a tall, shadowy man standing over his bed, only for the figure to vanish when he moved. Others heard weeping and screams through the walls, though they were alone. One woman claimed she was chased down the stairs by an unseen force, feeling cold hands push violently against her back. Pets refused to enter certain rooms, growling at things their owners could not see. One of the most commonly reported apparitions is that of a young enslaved girl, believed to be Leah, who legend says fell, or was pushed, from the mansion's rooftop while trying to escape Madame LaLaurie's cruelty. Neighbors have reported seeing a small girl running across the balcony before disappearing in front of their eyes. Others describe hearing high-pitched screaming late at night, echoing from the courtyard where she is believed to have died. Inside the mansion, heavy footsteps are often heard climbing the stairs. Furniture moves on its own. Doors slam shut with tremendous force, even in rooms without drafts. Lights flicker, shadows dart across the walls, and visitors report sudden waves of nausea or overwhelming sadness, sensations believed to be spiritual impressions of the suffering that once consumed the home. Multiple paranormal investigators have captured compelling evidence inside the mansion. EVPs, electronic voice recordings, have picked up cries for help, anguished moans, and whispers in languages no one present could understand. Thermal cameras have recorded human-shaped cold spots in empty hallways, and motion sensors have triggered during moments when no living person was nearby. Some investigators describe encounters with a hostile female entity, believed to be Madame LaLaurie herself, whose presence feels angry, oppressive, and controlling. But the most chilling encounters come from those who enter the attic. Visitors report feeling an immediate heaviness, as though the air itself carries the weight of suffering. Some feel unexplained tingling on their skin, as if touched by unseen hands. Others hear the faint sound of chains clinking or labored breathing in the dark. A few have even reported scratches appearing on their bodies while inside the attic, leaving marks that last for days. Locals say the spirits of the tortured, enslaved people remain trapped within the mansion, unable to move on due to the violent way their lives ended. Psychics who have entered the house describe a swirling mass of energy, confusion, anger, grief, and fear, woven into the structure of the building itself. Some believe the home is a spiritual prison, holding the echoes of the past. Others think the intense emotions left behind have created a residual haunting, a recording of trauma that replays endlessly. Even today, the LaLaurie Mansion is considered so spiritually active that paranormal tours often stop outside but refuse to enter. Guides warn visitors not to provoke or challenge the spirits, as many people have reported taking bad energy home with them: nightmares, sudden illness, or a sense of being watched long after leaving the French Quarter. The mansion is privately owned now, and public access is limited, but its reputation continues to grow. It stands as a symbol of the darkest cruelty committed within its walls, and a gateway to the paranormal world that seems to seep from every corner of the property. Whether the spirits inside are seeking justice, revenge, or simply unable to rest, one thing is certain. The LaLaurie Mansion remains one of the most terrifying and psychologically disturbing haunted locations in the United States. In a city filled with ghost stories, magic, and mystery, the LaLaurie Mansion stands above them all, not just because of what happened there, but because of what still might be happening. The voices of the past continue to echo through the halls, reminding us that history lives on, even when the people who lived it are long gone.